Hi friends, welcome to this series of coding interview preparations. After looking at bit arrays, now we want to see the other application of array, that is a buffer. So buffer is one which is used to store data temporarily. So here data is stored temporarily in the device called a buffer. It's basically a read random access type of memory. It may be a simple RAM, it may be static RAM, or it may be any latest version of RAM. Yeah, in general, it is random access memory where both read and write are possible, and the address is randomly selected, not like magnetic tape where it is a serial one. So if you want a 10th data, then you need to move 10 steps ahead on the magnetic tape. So you have to push the magnetic tape 10 steps so that the 10th data is made available. But the revolution in the memory technology after semiconductors were in the usage, the wonderful invention was with this semiconductor memory, and one which we called random access memory. This random access memory can be used to store the data temporarily, and whenever we are storing data temporarily, we may have multiple data to be stored, and this data may not come in batches. So one option would be the data may be in batches or maybe coming in serial form. And so when the data is coming in serial form and that data is later used in serial form, so we have a special way of working with this. So there are two ways of working. So one, as we get the data, we just keep on adding the data. So that's our first data, that second data, that third data, that fourth data, fifth data, sixth data, and so on. So that's how the data is coming in, and the whole thing depends on how data is used. The order in which data is used is important. If you start using data 1 first, then you use data 2, then you use data 3, and so on, then what is happening is the data 1 came in first. So data 1 came in first and data 1 went out first. So the in was first and out is first. So this we call first in, first out type of working. So there is another possibility, as you may come out so that the last one comes out first, then before that comes out second, and then before that comes out third, and so on. Now what is happening here is this was the one which came into this last, and this is coming out first. So in is last and out is first. So we can say last in, first out, or the first one which went in is coming out at the last. So you can also call it first in, last out. So the examples, the common examples are for first in, first out. Queue is the best example. So we have a ticket counter, people stand before it in queue, and they keep moving one after other. So the one who added to the queue first will be issued ticket first, and so the first one who enters the queue comes out queue first. So that's a first in, first out. So look at another situation where we pile up the plates. Say plates are there, so we put first plate, then we put second plate over it, then we put third plate over it, then we put fourth plate over it, and so on. So we just pile the plates. So this is as you get in. So the first one is at the bottom, second one is above that, third one is above that, fourth one is above that. Okay, now this is how the plates were arranged. So the bottommost was the plate put first, and topmost was the plate which was put last. So the bottommost was the plate put first, and the topmost is the one which was placed last. So that's how the placing is done. But when you want to use these plates, so if these plates are arranged in some reception party, and if you are there to have your dinner, so which plate you prefer to pick up? Plate number 1 or plate number 4? Yeah, of course, you can pick up any plate, but picking up plate 1 could create a lot of damages, can be a very difficult issue. The easiest way is just to pick the fourth one out. So which one is taking out first? So the one which is coming out is the one which was last in. So this was the plate number 4 was last in, and plate number 4 is one which is coming out. So that's a last in, first out. So what do you call this? So you can call it a pile of piling the plates, or in general we can say stack of plates. So there are two types of serial data being dumped onto buffer, and that depends on how it is used. So if the first one is used first, then we call it a queue, first in, first out. And if the last one is used first, then it is called a stack. And that's last in, first out. So there are two ways of implementing the data structure for what we call a buffer to store temporary variables, temporary data onto memory for future usage. So we use the buffers to save data temporarily, and this data is available now, and we want to use somewhere in future time. So till we need to use it, it has to be placed somewhere, and that the place where we put all these things is what we call a buffer. Buffer simply a list of memory where multiple data can be stored and retrieved. So storage is not in our hand. Whatever comes first has to be stored first. So nothing in the storage side, but on the usage side or retrieval side, there are two ways of retrieving. The one which comes first comes out, or the one which is last in comes out first. So there are two ways of implementing. So first in first out is called a queue, and last in first out is called a stack. So more details about queues and stacks in the coming sessions. So keep waiting. Till then, take care. Bye.